Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. Well, at least it's morning for me. I had to work a night shift last night and I slept until 1 p.m. I was gonna sleep a little longer, but the mailman woke me up. But he had games for me, so then he's always allowed to wake me up, of course. So I have actually two packages here. Both are from Limited Run. So without further ado, let's open them up and see what new games we got today. I'm gonna start with the smaller package. Taking ye old steak knife again. Oh, protection. Okay, so first game that we got is Caladrius Blaze. So Caladrius Blaze is a shoot 'em up, or shmup as some would call it, released in 2014 on the PlayStation 3 and later ported to PlayStation 4 and the PC. It's also a port from the original Caladrius. This game features 3 modes. Original mode, so this is the most basic mode that is based off of the original Caladrius. It has 6 stages in total. Then there is also the evolution mode, and this is exclusive to the Blaze version. It has an extra stage and 2 extra missions. And then there is also the arcade mode, and I think that pretty much speaks for itself. So once you have chosen a mode, you can select your number of players, your starting stage, if you unlocked any, and your difficulty level, and turn damage and conversation on or off. If you're a big fan of the genre, be sure to give this one a go. Some more collectible cards, and with this one you can already see what the second game is going to be. The Flame in the Flood. So The Flame in the Flood is actually a survival game that was released on Steam in 2016. You are traveling down a river and you have to make sure you survive in the wilderness. You have to be able to get yourself food and supplies, stay away from the local wildlife, seek shelter, make sure your raft stays in good condition, and overall live. This game will try to kill you in many ways, so stay on your toes. The game is also unforgiving in a way that if you actually die, you start over at the beginning of the river again. So yeah, word of advice, don't die. Okay, so next up we got a bigger box. And I think I already have a pretty good idea of what is going to be inside, because I ordered a limited edition from them. And that box is supposedly a little bit bigger, so that's probably going to be it. Let's open this up. Ooh. Okay, so the first game from this box is As Divine Hearts. So As Divine Hearts is a turn-based RPG with some very light social elements thrown into the mix. You will be spending most of your time watching story events, exploring the world, town and dungeons, and fighting your way through lots and lots of enemies and bosses. It really would remind you of a Final Fantasy game on the SNES. The story usually pushes you into the right direction, so you can't really get lost. The battles are not really something out of the ordinary. They all have your typical elements that you would expect from a game like this. You can also choose your difficulty, but the gap between them is kind of extreme, so easy is way too easy. Normal has a good amount of difficulty to it, but very doable. And hard is just extreme. It's also not a very long game, so people who are not willing to invest another 100 hours into a RPG can definitely try this one out. Some more collectible cards. I have actually no idea why they put a card from Night Trap in right now. Night Trap isn't even in here. Maybe they made a mistake. And then the pièce de résistance, as they would call it in French. At least I think that's what they would call it in French. That is the limited or collector's edition. It's probably limited for Ys Origin. So, Ys Origin is a action RPG. It's a prequel to all the other installments of the game. It takes place about 700 years before the events of the first Ys and gives you a lot of backstory. This time around though, instead of your usual protagonist, the game has 3 playable characters with each their own playstyle. You can go through each of their stories while fighting your way through the game. Instead of your usual environments, this game actually takes place in one big tower and you have to make your way all the way to the top. All the levels are so different though that it doesn't really get boring and there is enough story to keep you going. Definitely try this game out guys if you get the chance. Alright, so that is that for the new games that we got in the mail today. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like and or subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you very much for watching and cheers!